Beautiful. So good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming on the call tonight to our team training. And this training is getting started training. And as many of you know, that's been evolving quite a lot recently because we've got lots of new exciting systems and all sorts of things happening, which is great. And I'm going to take you through some of those. So my name is Justin Phillips. I'm privileged and honored to be what we call an ambassador diamond in ASEA. And basically that means I've helped a lot of people help a lot of people. And this definitely is the most fulfilling business and vocation I've had in my life, making a living while making a difference. So let's get straight into getting started. I'm going to share this now. And anyone that's on the call that has got the video on, if you could just let me know that that's on the right screen when it comes up. Is there a big getting started there? Sharon, can I see you? Yep, you beauty. We're on the right screen. That always helps. Okay, so yeah, as of March 2019, you can see this is version 1. All right, so who wants to be a Redox Rockstar? Yeah, absolutely, because a Redox Rockstar is a wonderful life, a great way to live. So we want you to be Redox Rockstars as well, and we are committed to, as not just Nicole and I, but as a leadership body, the executives and the diamonds of the Shine Bright team, we definitely want you to be a Redox Rockstar and have a great life and change people's lives with this. So more on the Rockstar thing at another date, but yeah, that's a little teaser for those that are already in the know. Okay, so what's most important when you first start in this business really has got to do with your attitude and your mindset. So what we're looking for when someone says they're ready to get started is really that their dream is bigger and they have a stronger connection to their dream, their why, than the obstacles and the work that is in between where they are today and where they want to be. Okay, so really important. The dream, is a huge part of it. I've heard some very big leaders in our organization say that having a strong enough dream is 90% of the challenge of being successful in sharing Redox and being a rock star. So you're looking to identify and refer to people who want to do something right now. So when you're out there sharing ASEA and someone says to you, oh, wow, I know a lot of people I could share this with, and they start asking questions about doing the business per se, about like, what does that mean? I had someone today talking about that. And I was like, that's great, fantastic. Well, what's important to you? Straight away, you want to refer them to someone with a lot of experience in the business and some runs on the board. Because a lot of this business is about credibility, authentic credibility, having integrity with that. And there's no way that we want you to be going and selling something you don't have any experience with. If you're a person that hasn't had the runs on the board yet, maybe you're directed 300, 700. Don't get me wrong, that's a huge achievement and congratulations for that. But if you're not in the executive ranks yet, if you haven't really seen passive and residual income and your business start to grow without you actively having to work it, then, perhaps you just haven't seen what's possible yet. You may have read about it, you may have heard about it, but when you experience that, it's taken my breath away many times. So you really want to connect your new people that are getting started with someone who's done it before, and you'll learn from that whole process as well. You want to be a part of that. So building a residual income stream is amazing. Oh dear, what happened then? Just dropped out for a second. There we go. Can you still see that, Sharon? Yep, brilliant. Thank you very much. Okay, so also there's some people just want to be a customer. The conversation I had today, it came down to the point, a wholesale customer is probably the best place for this person to start right now. And in time, they'll look at what it means to have a business account. They're interested in that. They're open to it. But right now, they've got a health challenge they just need to focus on, and let's get them sorted there. They don't have the headspace to really commit to doing the business at this point in time, and that's perfect for them. So when we follow up and collect a decision, we want to help them collect a decision that's right for them. We definitely don't want to pressure, manipulate, coerce. We want to educate and inform so people can make an informed decision, and it's a win-win for everybody involved. Okay. All right, so when we start, we want to build a bridge of belief. Okay, so a bridge of belief is a really important part. You're on this part of the journey where you don't know much, you're newly involved with Redox, or you're newly involved with the business of sharing Redox. And over the other side, you hear stories about people that have been successful. You hear stories of people that have had great health transformations. But there's a lot of things that you need to learn, you need to get comfortable with, you need to build belief in the product, you need to build belief in the people that are taking you on that journey, build belief in the company. You know, it's a good company. It's not out to get you. It's not out to rip people off. The mission of ASEA is actually to better people's lives and be a force of good around the world. Pretty amazing mission. You also want to build belief in the industry. If you're looking at building this as a business, I think it's really important to do that. I had no experience in direct sales network marketing per se. Network marketing, never had any business experience in it at all when I started. So I literally read about 30 books. There's a bunch of books back there that I read, and Nicole and I read, and we just kept reading books and talking to each other and going, wow, is this real? Like, people living on the beach getting paid, you know? It's like, yeah, that sounds pretty good. So it's about learning about the industry. And at the moment, our industry is booming. So it's a really great time to be involved. Now, interestingly with this, there's a few parts to building your belief. That's a specific training in itself. And when you're taking a new person across that bridge, there'll even be a checklist in not the too distant future about things that you specifically do in building that bridge for them. And be compassionate and empathetic with people, because if they fall off the bridge, you know, there's like scary things down there, sharks and crocodiles and things, right? There's also sometimes tire kickers. There's people that will really want to take up a lot of your time, ask 20, 30, 40, 50 questions, say they're going to do everything, but don't do anything. And so we've started to figure out some ways about qualifying people. And what I like to say to people is, I'll work as hard as you do. So I'll match you one for one. If you do a little bit, I'll do a little bit. If you do a lot, I'll do a lot. So you want to be with them, holding their hand. If they're starting to not do the things that they agree to do, and that might start off with just simply writing a list of 20 names, then you just ask them, is your dream big enough for you to do the work, or for you to overcome the obstacle of thinking of 20 people? I like using the questions. It's not about making people wrong. It's not about good or bad, right or wrong. It's about, does this work? And it is now the right time for this person. Because I really found that about this industry is sometimes it's not the right time. So timing is everything, okay? But just remind them about their dream, and is that big enough for them to do the work? If they continually not do the work, and you're showing up, you're doing the work with them, but they're not doing the work, maybe it's not the right time. And it's good to remind them, well, look, how about you just go back to being a user, you be a product user, use that properly, and when your headspace is in the right space, when you've got more time or your circumstances change, we can look at building the bridge and moving into the business side of it at a later date. It's not burning your bridges, but it's like, okay, maybe you need to get off the bridge for now. And that's okay. Because taking people across the bridge, it takes some energy. It takes some effort. So when you're looking for people to share this with, there's three types of people. There's red apples, green apples, and rotten apples, right? Simple analogy. We like threes. Threes are easy to count, right? Red apples are those amazing, inspiring, visionary people. They're thought leaders, disruptors. They're always up to something. They're usually busy. They often already have a business or have had a successful career in the past, of maybe multiple professions, but most likely businesses of some sort. Because red apples are generally real go-getters. They're not happy with the 9-to-5 grind. They want something else in life, and they're willing to go and make it happen. So red apples are fantastic, right? They're ahead of their time. So be mindful that often they don't have a lot of spare time because they're already busy doing their thing, which is okay, because when you want something done, go to a busy person to get it done, right? If the dream's big enough, they'll find time to put it into their schedule. So red apples are amazing. Green apples are lovely. Green apples taste good. They're run-of-the-mill, you're kind of more employee-style person. They're generally a bit more stable and secure in what they do. A bit slower to make decisions. They generally want to know all the facts. Now, a green apple can become a red apple given the right timing, the right dream, the right opportunity. So, green apples, if you polish hard enough, they can become red, and that's amazing. But sometimes they can also go the other way. They can become rotten as well. So just, with your green apples, generally they're going to be more product users and a little bit of part-time sharers, but they're probably not going to be your rock stars that take off and become multiple six-figure earners, right? Now, rotten apples, we all have these in our life. Sometimes they're our friends and even our family, right? And sometimes it's best to protect yourself against rotten apples. Because what happens if you put rotten apples in with the green and the red apples in your veggie drawer, your fruit drawer? You leave it in there for a little while, you pull it out, and the rotten apple has made all the other apples rotten. Now, don't be discouraged by the people in your life that you meet when you're starting this that say, hey, you're not going to do that silly thing. Network marketing, I tried that 20 years ago. It was rubbish, blah, blah, blah. Or you don't expect salty water to help anyone. You're going to get some pretty hard knocks. And one of the big areas to really look at in being successful in this is to discipline your disappointments. So be aware there's going to be ups and there's going to be downs, and that's totally okay. But what you want to do is be prepared to deal with those people, okay? So go for your red apples, absolutely. And think about, who do you want to be around? Because in this business, we get to choose who we work with, right? So these days, when I'm having recruitment conversations with people and I'm thinking, this person could potentially be a business builder, could be a leader. And the other day, I literally sat down with a baker, and he's working hard, running his bakeries, but he's not getting anywhere financially. And literally his staff are getting paid more than he is. And I'm like, I like this guy. He's a great guy. And I hate what's happening in his life. And I know I can help him. Now is not the right time for him to do something, but it rocked his world at the possibility of what this business model can do. He couldn't believe the kind of money I was making. All right. So, you just work with your people and figure out who you're dealing with. Red apples, absolutely. Who do you think is going to do more energy, put more energy, put more effort, and make a big difference to your business if you introduce into your business? Red apple, green apple, or rotten apple? Of course, it's going to be the red apple. So green apples usually have lots of questions. If you can't answer them, you're not alone. Ask your upline support team to help you, or even Crossline if your upline support team's not available. But get help and get their questions answered, and they're great. They're usually, great product users. And rotten apples, no. Maybe even not spend time with the rotten apples in your life for a while. Maybe don't necessarily tell them what you're up to. Don't try and make a rotten apple a green one or a red one. You're probably wasting your time. So you're going to find all these types of people, and it's just about continually searching for the red apples and the green apples. Okay, have a simple system, find the red apples. Red apples often know other red apples, and obviously make a team of lots of red apples. You're going to go crazy. So this is the sharing cycle. The sharing cycle is really important to be aware of, because at the basis of this business, we use a product we love. We learn to tell other people about that in a simple and duplicatable way. And when they love it, we find those people that love it as well. And some of those are going to share it as well. We teach them to share it. That's the basis of the business. It is quite simple compared to any other business I've been in, but there's still a process to learn. And for many of us, including myself, it was a different skill set that I had to learn. If you can memorize the sharing circle, it'll help you keep on target. This is like your focus. This is the business. So preparing, like we said, know your goals and know your why. And know it to the point where you revise it every day. Check it out. So there's different ways to do that. There's vision boards, which we do workshops at the beginning of the year. There's daily affirmation statements. There's even inspirational movies. So I have my inspirational movie, which is literally a PowerPoint that I play to music, and I flick through lots of photos and statements and affirmations and things that are important to me and move me. However you do it, find clarity on your why and your dream, and learn to dream big. Think big. Think Big's a great book. Okay? Then the first step is to make a list. Think of 20 people that you'd like to introduce this to. 10 best which are your red apples, and 10 easiest, which is often your closer friends and associates that trust you, and it's easy for you to talk to them about something. When we contact those at the same time, so we do some easy, some best, some easy, some best, it keeps our confidence level up. And generally, because they're our close people and our most entrepreneurial people, we'll get the biggest bang for our buck with the least amount of effort. And that builds belief and builds confidence that you're heading in the right direction. For customers, and of course yourself when you're trying new products, please use the wellness tracker. We want to demonstrate to people the results they're getting, and your belief in the product is going to hugely explode when you see what it's done for all these other people. I read a testimonial today about a lady who was like in ICU with blood sugar level issues, and someone went in and snuck into ICU with some spray bottles and gel, and you're not supposed to take anything into ICU. And she took it into another country that Asiya is not even in, and put it on this person who was a sister, and brought this person back from the dead. You know, that everyone thought this person was gone. 100%. Everyone thought she wasn't coming out. So amazing, right? What this can do. So if you see the results of people getting better by doing the wellness tracker, your belief in this product and the value in sharing it, the business of sharing Redox, will explode. So prepare. The next step is invitation. So it's about piquing interest. We're not hunting people, we're fishing. We're using bait. We just want to find the people that want what we've got. We don't want to manipulate or convince. Yes, we have a sales process, but we're not sleazy salespeople. We're sharing something we love and providing information so people can make a more informed decision. Okay? Skepticism is healthy. It's normal. So if you come across people asking you lots of questions, they're very skeptical, that's a good thing. That's a natural thing. It's going to happen. Don't think everyone's going to go, wow, you've got this new thing called Redox that I've never heard of. That's amazing. Sign me up. It's not going to happen like that. Occasionally you do, but most of the time there's a lot of questions to be answered and information to be had. So pique interest rather than tell them all about it. Permission to send a tool. So I find someone in the shopping centre, I see they've got a bandage on. I've seen them around. They know my face. I know their face. I may have forgotten their name. And I say, hey, how you doing there? What happened to you? Have a bit of a chat, build some rapport. Yeah, I broke my arm last December as well. Not much fun, right? And just, literally start to build that relationship. And if I had something that could help you, would you have a look at like a 3 or 5 minute video and see if it could help you with your arm, and then let's have a chat about it. That's the offer, right? Now, you can do it in many ways, but that's a very simple statement, a very simple question, and a confirmation that you can send them some information. So permission to send a tool. And it's a great thing to keep in your mind, let the tools do the talking. Don't be a fool, use a tool. Because if you use tools, and a tool is a thing like a video, it could be like a flip chart if you're doing in-homes or the in-home kit, or it could be the Redox talks every Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. Brisbane time. It could be the Redox Diamonds, or it could be the videos out of Jeannie, out of the Asiya Business Coach. Use the tools consistently, because when you teach other people to do it, they send the same tools and everyone's on the same page, and it keeps it nice and simple. Okay, so then the tool does the presentation. So step 3 is about the presentation. So obviously very soon we've got the Redox Rockstars funnel. Every day I'm checking it. It's like, is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? It's super close, but it's not there yet. But when we get it and you have Genie Pro for the serious business builders, you'll be able to just send the funnel, and it will actually help people self-select what they want, whether it's about the business, whether it's about the product, if it's about beauty, if it's about athletics and so on, and help them guide them through getting the right information for them. Facebook, the Renew with Redox, is a great way to show social proof. So at the moment there's just under 16,000 people in there. Facebook likes to change the rules all the time, and I don't know why, they took a few thousand people out of our group recently, but there's just about up to 16,000 people again. And it just, the number of people in there posting things and sharing, commenting on stories is a really good thing. So be a part of that community, post your testimonials and ask your people that you introduce a product to post their testimonials, comment on things, and people see the social proof that, wow, there's a whole lot of people that are really interested in this and are getting great results. In-home and small presentations could be a coffee meeting at a coffee shop, or it could be, you know, like at a church hall or a little venue, or, you know, most of my meetings were in-home meetings in the lounge room in the kitchen. It was great. I enjoyed it. It was informal. I didn't feel too stressed about it. It's not like I'm doing a public speech. You know, I'm just talking to a few people. So that was a really comfortable way for me to do presentations. One-on-one meetings, again, sometimes you could just show them your iPad or your phone. They can watch a video on that or something. And obviously there's all the Zooms and so forth. But a presentation could also be a link that you send someone. So you don't actually have to be there for it. It's not like you have to do all the presentations yourself. Find the presentations that work for you and work for your people, but make sure they see a presentation. And, you know, your first presentation might be a 3-minute video or a 5-minute video. But as time goes on and the interest increases, try and get them to a full-scale presentation. Live is obviously best because it has the most social proof, but allow them to experience a full presentation where from a leader, where they can really get the feeling for how powerful this product and business opportunity is. And it's so funny. Sometimes you might know someone really well, or think you're getting to know them pretty well, and you'll introduce someone else to the conversation, and they will ask you a question that you've answered several times, but they needed to hear it from someone else, or they needed to hear it in a different phrase that it really stuck in their mind. And there's a lot of power in introducing your customers and your prospects and your business builders to other people in the community, because they just might need to connect with someone else. It happens all the time. I used to see it as a paramedic. One paramedic would take a health history, and the other paramedic would take a health history, and there'd be different medical conditions, different surgeries, different medications, right? Like, that's pretty crazy, but that happens, and that's with the same patient, obviously. So, yeah, the way, you know, share your people around so they can get different approaches. Okay, so follow-up. So, obviously, the Genie Pro will help you automate that follow-up. It'll tell you when people have watched videos and so forth. And you can also schedule when to call people. So say I send something, I can go into Genie Pro and schedule it. But I can also write it in a diary, or I can put it in a calendar. But the fortune is in the follow-up. And it's often the most challenging part, definitely is for me. I tend to get too busy and I forget about those people I've already presented to, which is a waste of my time, and I'm really letting them down. So make sure you really focus on allocating time for the follow-up. Okay, it's probably the biggest and the hardest area of the 5-step cycle. Make sure you keep in touch. So sure, they've had a look at the presentation, they're kind of really interested, but for whatever reason now is not the right time. That's fine. Just stay in touch and build the relationships, build the network. And call with an expert. So you can always do a 3-way phone call or a 3-way Zoom with one of your upline support, or cross-line support. And again, it's introducing that other person, and learn how to introduce people with Edify is really important with that as well. And so once a person says, yep, I'm ready to go, whether it's product or whether it's product and business or business, doesn't matter. It's like, they're ready to go. Fantastic. Have a celebration. Pat yourself on the back, right? It's like, takes energy, it takes effort. And it is a real achievement to help someone change their paradigm and start on a different course in life. Right now in history, it's harder to get new customers than ever before, but it's easier to maintain customers than ever before because people are skeptical, and to build that relationship, you know, takes time and is a great achievement. So when they get started, make sure that they've got the product email. And I even tell people, if I'm not literally taking their details and doing the enrollment for them, sometimes I'll do that through a form. I'll send them a form if that's how they want to do it. I might take their details over the phone and I'll write it on my application form or put it straight into the website. Sometimes I'll Zoom them and I'll either do the application myself if they're happy for me to see their credit cards, or get them to share their screen with me and they're doing it. And in another screen, I'm doing a fake enrollment so I can watch step by step and know exactly where they are, or they can screen share with me. I can see where they are. And they can just turn the screen share off when they put their payment details in. That's totally fine, confidential. And the other way is sometimes they just go to my website and they sign up, right? So what you want to always do is make sure that the communication boxes are ticked and have that conversation with them that, hey, we've got these great email campaigns, these email systems that go out to you automatically, whether you're a wholesale customer, which is a preferred customer, or a business account, which is an associate. And I deliberately use that language because everyone knows what that is. If you start using too much weird network marketing language, like Ambassador Diamond, honestly, that's a weird lingo that most people don't know what it means, right? So try not to use it. I use wholesale customer for talking to someone, which is a preferred customer, or a business account for someone who is an associate. So I let them know when you're doing your enrollment, or when I do it for you, I'd really like to make sure you get communication from corporate and communication from your upline, which is your support team. I explain what an upline is. And then I say, because you're going to get these emails and they're going to teach you how to use the product. There's a usage guide in there. Make sure you use it. And say they're only using Renew, they're not using the Liquid. I'll say, just go on the Renew 28 usage guide and open up that PDF and save it to your computer and have a look at that. You know, do the wellness tracker, track your results. We're going to be in touch. Make sure you're getting the results. You know how to use it properly, right? Really important that customer service when people first start is really key. You know, you've done a lot of work to build a relationship to the point where they want to try the product, but it's then from that point on, it's even more important they're using the product correctly, getting a great result, and who knows, in the future, they may want to go and share it and become your rock star and superstar and change your life. So very important. I also always mention in those emails that start coming from your upline diamond, either myself, Janine, or Sally, whoever your upline diamond is, that there's a link in there about if you'd like to share a SEER, what's that look like? So you can click on that link, you'll get other emails, and they will start to give you business information. So that's really important as well for people that are interested in that. So I give them that heads up before they even get it, so they're already looking for it in their inbox. Okay? And then we've got the share guide and the launch guide that are, I think the share guide's already out. There's a demo of that, and the launch guide's like any day now. Also go to shinebrightteam.com. So if I'm dealing with someone and maybe they've been an associate for a month or so and they can't find their emails, or maybe they've been an associate for 6 months, right? Now is the time they want to start building and they don't know where those emails are and all that sort of stuff. I can just take them straight to the ShineBright Team website. I can give them the password, do the Zoom, do the screen share, and walk through the videos, the 8 videos that they need to, that we think are really key to knowing. There's the business fast start checklist, and there's also the share guide that you can download from there. Okay, so when that website is upgraded very soon, we'll have tiles where they'll be able to upgrade or download all the guides. But just on that homepage on that website, there's a lot of great training information and take them through all of that. Okay, there's also the ShineBright Team Facebook group, which is the Business Builders group for the ShineBright Team. And by all means, if you've got people that say they're interested in sharing it, building a business, put them into that Facebook group. Maybe send a little message to one of the admins that you've got someone that's trying to join that group, because sometimes it's getting a bit hard to track back through everyone who's joining now. So it's good to know where they come from and help them be a part of the community. Now, we're just about to record a new video on that, which is a celebration video for them being a part of a SEER and joining a SEER and so forth. But there's a pinned post there with some instructions, and ask your people to introduce themselves, so introduce themselves to the community. Okay, so I hope that helps with the share cycle, because this really is the key of how to get started and what our business is and what it looks like. So empowering your success, there's the product experiences, the wellness guide, which we just talked about, and you can actually download that from the team Facebook group right now, the ShineBright Team Facebook group right now. I think it's in its final draft with the graphic designer, but there's already a demo up there that you can get access to, and that will be in the ShineBright Team library in the very near future, and will also go in Genie in the weeks to come, months to come, as that gets sorted as well. So then there's Empowering Your Success, which is the share guide for starting your business, and you can download that from the Facebook group as well. You can also get it from the shinebrightteam.com. Okay, so the average person completes this task in 48 hours, right? So this is some sort of, the leaders in our industry say that if a person is ready, remember we said right at the beginning, if their dream is big enough, if their why is big enough, And right now, they're ready to get started. That they're going to get started in 48 hours. So whether it's they want the product to get started on, whether it's the product in the business, it's 48 hours to get these tasks done. To get into the share cycle, to start to contact some people, learn how to invite, learn how to present or use a presentation like a tool, learn how to follow up, and learn how to get the guides and start going through the guides. Okay, so yeah, and that's maybe one question you can ask your people. If people say this, they're ready and they want to do it and they're full of excitement, but they're not doing it, just ask them that question. The average person completes this task in 48 hours. Are you above or below the average? So it's not making them wrong. It's just helping them be conscious of how on task they are, how focused they are, how important is this to them, to getting it done. So yeah, preparing, there's your why, set a goal, make a list. People you trust and respect the most influential people you know. Get organized, set up an ASEA Business Coach account, subscribe to Pro. That's definitely, we think, a great investment, about $25 Australian a month, and you get far more advanced functionality out of using the Gixity. Get the app on your phone. So if you've got a phone and you don't have Genie on it now, you can be having the free Genie account, remember? So if any associate has a free Genie account, you can get this app on your phone and you can be prospecting and taking people's contact details in the shopping center, in the coffee shop, in the airport. That's how I do most of my business on my phone now. Really, really easy. So take down those links and you can get straight there. So if you are in the VO, the bottom half of that screen shows click on the top right-hand corner, the 3 lines, the menu lines, and then straight away this pops down and that's how you get to Genie on the left-hand side there. Okay, so really important to prepare next major events. They say, and it's always been said, and it was true for me, people make big decisions at big events. And when I went to my first convention for ASEA in 2012, ASEA wasn't even in the country then. But I had a friend say, this is a huge opportunity and I think you need to go and meet the people behind it. And when I met the founders and I met the executive board and I met the field leaders, I knew this was important. This mission to me, I had to do business with these people at some point. Now, the business didn't even come to Australia for 2 years. It took a while. But it made that big an impact. So make sure you take your people to the big events, and learning how to promote events is a really key part of this. Book a meeting from a meeting. Key principle of network marketing. Whether that's the next phone call, the next coffee meeting, the next Zoom, the next event, book a meeting from a meeting. ASEA International Convention in September. If you're really serious on this, come to convention. It'll blow your mind. ASEAevents.com is where you can buy your tickets. And if you've just joined or you've got people that are just joining this year, within the first 90 days of them becoming an associate, they can actually get a discounted ticket for $179 US. It's normally $299. So yeah, it's a big event. The international convention costs ASEA over $1 million to put on. They spend a lot of money and it's amazing. Australia and New Zealand Envision, 28th and 29th February next year. Their discounted tickets for the first 90 days, $59 US, and the early bird until the 15th of June is $69 as well. Now, we just had the Envision on the Gold Coast a month ago, and I truly believe it was the most content-rich ASEA event I've ever been to, meaning the best training experience and learning experience. Definitely not the big atmosphere of an international convention, but a fantastic event nonetheless. Cost less than 1/10 of the price of the international convention, so I think we did really, really well. Peak Performance, 1st of March 2020, absolutely must do. If you're coming to build the business, do your Envision. Very next day, do Peak Performance. Learn from all the leaders in Australia. Okay, so find a mentor. Really important to find a mentor and catch up with them regularly. So my discussions with a lot of the business builders in our team at the moment, getting feedback. Oh, I'm really going well with my buddy partner at the moment. Our accountability group's really helping everyone stay on target. It's important you do this together. Don't try and do it yourself. No one succeeds doing this alone. You have to help others succeed, and you want to ask other people to help you succeed as well and keep each other accountable. Together as a community, it's amazing what we can do.
you how you can find a mentor. So when you log into the ASEA Business Coach, you're going to click here on the Team tab. And then you're going to click on this one here, Upline, and you can see it's
So there you go. I just had some chats come in. Oh, lost the sound. I'm so sorry. Lost the sound there. So Nicole was doing a little video and really bizarre, we lost the sound. So my apologies, but no doubt she will put that video up somewhere where you can find that. She was just giving you some tips on how to find your mentors in the Genie. You can actually find your upline in Genie as well. So next thing is in your share guide is how to invite. So there's actually a script in there, how to do that. Keeping it really simple, piquing interest, not explaining too much. Don't go into redox molecules, trying to explain the biochemistry of it. Get permission to send a tool, okay? So this is out of the share guide, the new share guide. So use a tool, don't do the presentation yourself. Genie gets to track everything that you send as well, so you can see when they've opened emails. You can see when emails have gone to junk folders. You can actually see what percentage of the video they watched. So if they've watched 1%, and you give them a follow-up phone call and they say, oh yeah, the video was really good. Well, you kind of know that wasn't because it may have been good, but they don't know that because they never watched it, right? So it's good to know where people are at. Make sure you know about the webinars and the live events, of course. Share guide. So following up, these are some amazing, and I hope they're really empowering statistics, but frightening statistics. So when we look at the sales process, right? So 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. 48%, okay? 25% only make 1 second contact, 12% make 3 contacts, and only 10% or more make more than 3 contacts, okay? Now, 2% of sales are made on the first contact, 3% on the second, 5% on the third, 10th on the 4th, and 80% of all sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. So you can see most salespeople do a particularly bad job at following up. And this is Australian statistics. I think this is back from 2017, maybe 16. But these were real statistics. And so if you can commit yourself to following up, you can be part of that 10% that really helps get build a relationship to the point where people can give you a decision, select the decision that's right for them. So following up, what do you say to people when they've watched the video? What did you like best? What did you like best? Just train yourself for that to be the first thing. Hey, Sally, just wanted to check in about what you thought about the video I sent you. What did you like best? Okay, simple. Start off on a positive script and start to find out what they're most interested in. If you start asking them specifically about, oh, what did you think about this in relation to your XYZ? Well, maybe you've already cut the conversation off to something they would have said. You don't know. So let them speak. Questions and objections. So ask great questions and just keep asking, are there any more questions? Are there any more questions? Okay, closing. Is there any more information you need, before you to get started? Or are you ready to get started? It's not like a hard close. It's not like, are you ready to buy now? It's, it's like, just check in with them. So what do you think about this? Are you ready to get started? These are actually really soft and respectful ways to talk to people about when they're making a decision. So people have questions. You can't answer that is totally okay. You don't need to know everything in this business. Just say, hey, I'm not sure about that right now, but I'll definitely get back to you. Can I find out if I can get an expert on the line to give you to answer that straight away? Or can I get the answer and send it to you in a text or a message? It's not people don't expect you to know everything, but they expect you to be professional about answering their questions because that answer is important to them. So just honor that and just do your best and be honest. Reach out for help. If you show people that you don't need to know everything, it gives them permission to think that they don't need to know everything and they can still do it too. So that's really, really important. It's actually important to not be perfect. If you're perfect and too polished, you know, a Barbie doll or a Ken doll, people think they can't be like that. And that's not the reality. The reality is the vast majority of us are mums and dads. We've got other things that we're up to and we're doing the best that we can and we can still build a great business. Help a lot of people. Share guide, enroll and train. So make sure you plug people into the system. Make sure they opt in to receive the emails, both the product and the business, like I talked about before. Stay connected through Facebook. Regular updates are posted there. And check the units. So Facebook groups have got a lot more resources than most people realize. But over on the left-hand side, there's the discussion and there's units and there's videos and photos and files and all sorts of stuff. And I'm not sure if you're aware, but the Renew with Redox group, it has got so many PDFs you can download. Some of them are on skin, some of them are on rogue cells or with animals. You know, so make sure you get the most out of these groups. Learn how to use your resources there. Check the units for training and obviously check in with an Upline Gold for a Facebook Messenger group. Add, tag, message strategy. Add them to the groups. Tag them in some posts that are appropriate to them and start a group message with a mentor and an upline that can help you answer these questions. Doesn't necessarily need to be an upline, actually. Just needs to be a leader, someone who's really committed and knows more than you do. Okay, so online guest events. We've got the Redox Talks every Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. Brisbane time. People just need to go to redoxtalks.com. Super easy. Doesn't matter if it's the big webinar night, which is tomorrow night, third Tuesday of the month. It's better if they register, but at the end of the day, just go to redoxtalks.com. They will get on the webinar. So there is tomorrow the hormone, thyroid, blood sugar level and so forth webinar on. So I think we've already got nearly 100 people registered for that. So these monthly ones are obviously super popular. Expert in the House on Wednesday. So various Australian diamonds that are doing the Advancing Life Intro.com, and at 7:30 p.m. every Wednesday, there is a diamond presenting there. Team training calls. First of the month is recognition, announcements, and the marketing focus of the month, and that's going to always be linked to the monthly webinar. And then on the third Monday, we have this. We have Getting Started, and it's designed for new associates. So when your people say, hey, I'm ready to get started, fantastic. Start the process we've talked about tonight. Even maybe send them the link to the recording from tonight, but make sure you bring them to the next Getting Started and have a conversation with them. You might want to even invite them over, or if they're too distant, far away, you know, they can be on a Zoom and you can have your own meeting after the Zoom and have a chat about what you learned. So regular calls with Shine Bright Team Diamonds. We have the Q&A sessions every Monday, 12 o'clock and 5:30 p.m. Brisbane time, and Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Brisbane time. There's a diamond on the Zoom, redoxtalks.com, and you can bring your customers there, your new business associates there. They can meet diamonds. If you're going through business processes and you get stuck, you're not sure about something, come on that call and get your questions answered. Executive call, leadership call is the fourth Monday of the month. That's your bronze and above, and that's the executive leadership group. And it's a great community to be a part of. You know, all our executives are fantastic, amazing people from lots of different backgrounds. I love being a part of that community. And also, of course, those people can come onto the leadership group, the leadership retreats that we're running as well. Live events, check the Shine Bright Team group. This week I'm in Adelaide, Sydney and Melbourne. So there's always stuff going on. New events page will be launched on the shinebrightteam.com in April. And Diamonds also posts Facebook Messenger pods. So we have Business Builder pods and Diamond pods and Gold and Above pods. And that's how the Diamonds are passing on these flyers until we get that new website up as well. We also have shinebrightteamevents.com. And this is where you can find other public events. Sometimes they're run by leaders from other teams, which is totally fine. If they're posted as a public event, everyone's respectful of that and tells people to go back to the person that invited them to the event in order to enroll and get started. So this is tomorrow. There's a bit.ly link. If you can take that quickly, it's been sent out in your newsletters and so forth and posted on Shine Bright Team. But that's how people actually register for these webinars. And when they register, They get reminder emails. I think they get like an hour and even like a 5-minute reminder that it's on. Then they get follow-up emails with a recording. So say you've got someone in the US, their time zone doesn't work, totally fine. Tell them to register. They don't have to turn up, but they will get the recording and a link in an email. Better if they turn up, but if they're asleep, that's more important. So yeah, some really cool stuff there. Leaders Retreat. I loved the last Leaders Retreat we had. My experience with the Diamonds on the Diamond Summit, fantastic times. So while we have the Australian incentive to go, we went to Vanuatu last year, our team, the Shine Bright team, has a leadership retreat for the leadership levels. And you want to be there. And we get to talk about really cool stuff. You get to collaborate. You get to talk about where we're going as a team. Last time, we did all these big butchers papers, lists of like what we want to see created in the Shine Bright team, and that's exactly what we did. So, yeah, really, really fun. There's going to be a bit of a little thing going on too. So it's normally bronze and above only for the leadership retreat, but this year we've decided the Director 700s, if they've become a Director 700 this year or they've gone Director 700 regularly this year and there's consistency in a business, then there's an opportunity to get there too. So just check the terms and conditions on that, but it's a good little incentive there where D700s can come along to the leadership retreat this year. Tools, the redoxshop.com does shipping to Australia, and you can get things like these cool brochures and books from Dr. Ward and books from Dr. Gary Olsamison and so forth. So make sure you check that out. In the US, myredoxtools.com and myredoxdoc.com for Dr. Ward's book for global locations, not the Australia one. He does have that book in, I think, Spanish and Chinese and Norwegian as well as English now. shinebrightteam.com/shop. Or if you go to the Shine Bright Team Facebook website, click the shop, that's where the in-home kits are for sale, and a few other brochures that we still have that we've still got thousands of inboxes in the garage. So please help me clean the garage. All right. So I hope that's been helpful for tonight in getting started and giving you a good idea that there is lots of infrastructure. There is lots of support for you, and you don't have to do it all at once. But I encourage you, if you want to succeed, start doing it. Just moving forward, walking through the different parts of how to build a business, and don't do it alone. Get a mentor. You can always watch the recording of this again. It'll probably be posted in Shine Bright Team tomorrow, and no doubt will also be on the training blog on shinebrightteam.com. Okay, so I'm going to finish up for tonight. Thank you all for coming on, and it's been a pleasure to present the most up-to-date Getting Started training. Thank you.